Live chat. Live chat is on. So I'm testing new setup. It's that no new equipment yet. It's just a new setup, and I'm super excited about it. If anyone is watching, please write in the chat so I know that this is working. Robert Ashton, you have a dog right there. Yes, Robert, I do. Where is she? Yeah, she's over there. You know, I'm thinking I'd have to put like a dog bed right there so everyone can see her. Yeah, okay, so it's working. Wow. Tabarnak. Okay, this is, let me just tell you what I did because it's kind of funny. I've had a pretty complicated setup. If you could tell, I'm on the other side of my piano now. I'm usually always looking at the camera here. I have a window here, so I got the light and realized that I can actually find a way to put the camera very close and just kind of rearrange things in the living room as well. This baby is still here, so we do have that. I'm very happy with it. So what I'm very happy with this setup, this is Rachmaninoff Sonata for Piano Number 2, a piece I have been working on for almost a year, and it's coming together. It's coming together. I was supposed to play it 2 days ago, actually, in not far from Ottawa, actually, not far from Montreal. A concert which has been postponed due to COVID restrictions. And it was kind of a relief because I wanted much more time to work on it. So it's really a big boat. It's only about 20 minutes long, but yeah. Rock Baby, you got it, Dylan. That is some rock there. So, okay, what's really cool about this setup that I'm excited about, apart from having the light come in here, is I'm using a laptop, and before I was using a desktop with like cords and USB extension cords that I would put on a little table that I have in front of me here. It was really complicated, and so this way the setup, I have a permanent setup basically using a laptop. what's really funny is, I started thinking about it. I actually didn't own a laptop anymore, and I thought, well, I have to buy a laptop so I can do this and have a more permanent setup just for streaming and stuff like that. So what do I need in a laptop? I guess, the biggest screen I can find, like a 17-inch, because I'm not really going to be moving it around. It's just going to be in one place. And, when you're buying something new, like a new electronic, you kind of need to figure out what is it that you need. What are your needs? Well, I need strong battery life or this or that, or you need a video card or not, And I really had no idea. So I said, look, my brother gave me this Lenovo ThinkPad. It's a L420 that he found in the garbage, and it has no battery. And I said, I'm going to check it out. I use that laptop kind of for emergencies or something. Mostly it was just put away. So I just kind of dusted it off, and it works well. And I never thought that I would get everything to work on it. But the point was just I thought, look, if anything doesn't work, I'm going to find out with this laptop because it's so old, right? And it turns out I managed to get everything to work. It had a Windows 7, so I put a Windows 10 on there, which was quite the ordeal since there's no battery in this laptop, and I had to update the BIOS from a 2011 to a 2013. So it's this tiny little laptop, and I just love it. I don't know why. I love old technology for some reason. I just love the old stuff. And so I found out I don't really need a new laptop. This is working just fine. This is the first stream I'm doing, so obviously it works. And we're going to be getting rid of this thing, fortunately, because the audio is really, really crappy. I do have the lav mic, the little one, the Shure MX 150, and I bought the converter for the 4-pin XLR to the 3-pin XLR. So that's another thank you to the patrons for that. And yeah, that's about it. I'll be getting this wire out of the way, and that's it. Meanwhile, I'm working on this fourth movement. Third movement, I'm sorry. So working on this. We will be getting the piano tune hopefully this week as well. So from this view, contrary to when we were on the other side, now you get to see all more of the piano. But down here, I'll see if I can I get to about like a C2 here. So. Still getting through this. It's really a difficult piece to memorize. But yes, we love those Rachmaninoff harmonies. Maybe if the camera looked down a bit. That's possible. Problem is, when I put the camera down, I'm going to cut off the top of my head. And I don't want to cut off the top of my head. So I don't know. I can see. I might, if I can get it a little more distance, I might gain a few extra keys. Yeah, those are some things that we'll be working on. So not really talking about anything specific today, just kind of saying hi to everyone and checking in with the new setup in a very impromptu style. Honestly, the setup is a kind of a big deal for me. A lot of times I wanted to just like go live or film something, but I didn't feel like taking everything out and like hooking everything up. Honestly, it didn't take too long, but there was always little technical difficulties, and this makes a huge difference for me. So I don't know. I'll find out. You know, was I just using excuses to be lazy, or, you know, is this actually going to make a difference? I think it will. You know, like hi Yami, yep, the bass notes are cut off. We might fix that. Does it really make a difference? You guys really like want to see the bass notes, you know, if I do something? I guess it would be nice to see that, those B flats there, you know. We always had the top notes cut off on the other side, so I think you're actually seeing more than the piano than you used to. But I feel like those bass notes are important, so. Yeah, you know, many times I wanted to do a sort of thing, which I believe we're going to do now. Kind of like, I've been asked many times to do some kind of video or series where I would take the audience through learning how to learn a new piece kind of thing. So I would do that, maybe either learning a new piece myself, or would have to be something not too complicated, because really, really complicated pieces can take, you know, half a year to learn. Something that's not too complicated and still sometimes difficult can take a month, you know. So it would have to be something around there, you know, something that would be doable in a month. And I would just film all the practices, you know, and then maybe cut it up and share a bit about like going through the process of learning a new piece. And one of the problems I had with that was just, you know, having to do a setup every time I practiced that piece, which I didn't want to do, because usually when I start learning a new piece, I'll take maybe 2 days to get into it. But after that, I'll go back to the piano many, many times in one day. And if I have to make it this like thing where I have to set up everything, it was just less encouraging to do that. So often, you know, I started doing this one time. I would record something, and then I wanted to go back and do a little extra 5, 10, 15 minutes on this piece. And I felt, well, now I can't do that because I have to film, I have to set everything up, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, that's what it looks like, everyone. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Just wanted to check in and say hi. I'll be doing a live stream very soon. If any of you want to send in things that you would like to see, that you'd like us to talk about, go ahead. I've already asked the patrons on Patreon, so I think we'll do those things first. Someone wanted us to look at invention number 13 and just how to, that was another question about how to tackle a new piece. And a little bit about chords and things like that, how to recognize more than just like notes, but like put the notes together into one chord to learn a piece faster. So we might talk a bit about that. Tim had a question about having goals for a practice in a measurable way, that you have a plan, you know, and after your practice you can say, okay, well, this is done, this is done. I think that's a really interesting thing we can talk about. There's some things, obviously, like you say, well, I have to learn this passage on this practice. That's my goal. You don't necessarily get there in one practice, but there are, you know, goals you can give yourself that are attainable in one practice. You know, let's say, like, you know, of course you could say, well, I want to look at this passage, or I want to be able to play this part or these few bars. Just, I know I can do it at a slow tempo with no mistakes, but I always rush through it. So I want to go through that and just play through it, let's say like 10 times not too fast with no mistakes. I think that's, we're kind of getting into that discussion now, and so we might repeat a bit of this. Another one is, as far as memorization is concerned, if you have an idea of how quickly or slowly you memorize something, you can say, well, I know I can memorize like 2 more bars of this piece, or, or 8 more bars, or whatever it is, and I'm going to do that now. So we're going to talk about that. What was another thing? Graham wanted us to look at the Ravel Sonatine. I think what we'll do for that, I already asked him if he would play it in our next masterclass. So I think we'll do that, if depending on everyone, on our availability. But anyone who wants to play something for the masterclass, just write me on the website. Now I didn't put any of the links here. So write me and what you want to play, and I'll keep everyone posted on the time when we do the next master class. I think for Ravel Sonatine, we'll probably look at it in the master classes, which are still private, although I don't like that. I would like the master classes actually to be like live, everything live streamed. I don't know if some people find that a little daunting. Let me know what you think about it in the chat or in the comments. And after that, we might do a video on some of the things that we looked at. We might do a segment on Ravel Sonatine. I haven't spent very much time on that piece. I might have taught it a little bit, a couple times. So, music theory class, maybe. Yes, we can always talk about music theory. It's such an expansive subject, and I love talking about theory. I just kind of surprisingly, I found that really fun to talk about theory and doing a little harmonic analysis and things like that. Hi, Black X, Tommy Clammer, Rock Sonata 2, love that piece. Yeah, it's really beautiful. So that's it, and this is a program that I'm working on right now, and kind of, I'm in the final stages of it. That concert that was supposed to be on Sunday has been postponed to last Sunday, has been postponed to April 24th. So in the next few months, I'm finishing up that. And that beautiful second movement. That was hard to memorize because this thing repeats 3 times in 3 different ways, and it's kind of tricky. Anyway, all those sort of things that repeat, pieces that repeat something the same way but a little different with different embellishments and sometimes a slightly different harmony. It's always a challenge to memorize stuff like that. Then we start out the concert with the G major Handel Chaconne. So we're going to look at that. The other piece that I hardly looked at that I wanted to play is the G minor Toccata and Fugue by Johann Sebastian Bach, with that beautiful So I would have to learn that, really, and memorize the whole thing. Along with that, I love to throw in this Bach Sheep May Safely Graze transcription by Egan Petrie? It's Egan Petrie. Nadia. wife connected to the stream. Yeah, so we got that one. And that puts a few Baroque things. I'm finalizing that piece that I wrote a few years ago, End of a Journey. So yeah, we're going to look at that. And if I can finish it up, do a decent final version of it, and send it to the center here in Canada for composers' rights, copyrights, then I can share it or sell it, I guess, or we'll see, because I've had a number of people ask me for the score to that, and then write some more things this year. That's in the plan. So then we got two pieces by Liszt from Les Années de Pèlerinage en Italie. The Sonetto 104 with this beautiful. I think I posted that maybe in a video from the airport in Rome a little bit. So that's another thing. Oh, and also the 123, I think it is. That's the sixth piece in the second year of Years of Pilgrimage in Italy by Liszt. And these are really maybe some of his finest compositions. And then, of course, the Rachmaninoff Piano Sonata number 2. Why am I telling you all this? Because we're going to have, obviously, I'm going to talk a lot about these pieces, I think, this year, and do a bunch of lessons on that repertoire, since it will have been something that I will have looked at. I'm always reluctant to do videos on new repertoire, because once I play them and perform them, usually about like 10 times, or play them for some other people, I get so much better ideas and better understanding of the pieces. So that's why I've kind of, even though I've known those pieces by Liszt for quite some time now, I learned them last year, I've just had them on the back burner, and there's someone that I'd like to play them for here, André Laplante, a Quebecois pianist who's really extraordinary with Liszt. So hopefully I can get some really good ideas that I can share with you, to his credit, on those pieces.